I mean, it's good enough, right? So we're like 75 gold short of a quick draft too. That's so brutal.
It's all right. I'm gonna do a competitive draft again. I'm so tilted right now. All right, I gotta just like calm the fuck down on these drafts. Let's get a good draft and have some fun cards. This looks like a juggernaut to me. Trapper's decent. Sergeant at Arms is decent. Call the Cav is good. Drake is decent, but not good after my reevaluation of the Drake. And Juggernaut, I haven't really played with.
You don't think the Drake is good? I think it's one of the best creatures in the format. It's just a better version of Windrake, and Windrake is always a good card, right?
I don't. So. I find that the 2/2 power is really fucking piss poor. So a lot of like, yeah, if you draw it on 7, you get a 4/4. That's great, but it's so high, it's so removal high this format that I've rarely seen my 4/4 Drake do anything.
Yeah, so you never cast it as a 4/4 unless you draw it super late.
Right, it's always a 2/2 flyer for 3, which doesn't trade with anything I care about. Versus aggro decks, it just ends up trading for a 3/2, and versus non-aggro decks.
You never trade with it though. It's a flying creature.
I don't like it, Sui. You can't argue with me about my subjective preference. And also, I'm trying to untilt, not retilt. So let's. I'm okay with it. The card's okay.
It's either that or the Juggernaut in this pack. The rest of the cards are mediocre. So.
Let's grab Juggernaut. I never play this card. I like Triumph Fear would be my pick.
Probably take Fight Fire.
Yeah, actually, I didn't even see that. That card's better than anything else pretty much in there. I like Courser. I like Quendi. I don't like anything else in this pack. Bailiff, maybe.
It's probably one of the white cards.
I feel like a Courser with Juggernaut seems really good.
Yeah, it definitely curves really well. Like going Pegasus into Juggernaut's like pretty unstoppable. They're pretty close. I like Pegasus a lot. It makes it really easy to do a lot of damage really quickly.
I like Blink of an Eye and Grow from Ashes are my favorite cards here. I think the Unicorn's fine. I think it's probably better than the Goblin unless we get some sick Goblin synergy. I think I'm taking. Ah, man.
I mean, it's one of those two. Blink of an Eye, Merfolk Trickster, Sulfur Falls for me. If I was doing a real life draft, I would just take the Sulfur Falls because it's a couple of dollars. And sitting here, I guess I would probably prefer the Goblin slightly over the Unicorn because there are some synergies that work with that. And if we're in white-red, there are a number of low-cost spells like Shift and Fire that we can kick at reasonable mana costs to get the Menace effect. And there's some Goblin synergy in this set, like the 4-mana removal spell that's uncommon is really good.
You're talking me into it, but I think I would pick Unicorn every time there. I really value the little bit of life gain you get for the racing. It's so nice. It says nothing.
It's definitely good. I mean, they're pretty close.
What are we?
Something for... This is just speculating on a third color, probably.
Yeah.
Guardians of Kolios is pretty bad, so, like, I think it's either Divest or Tolarian Scholar, probably.
Divest or Tolarian Scholar.
I mean, we could take the Seismic Shift and just go all in and try to get, like, 4 of them and just, like, just play main deck 4 Seismic Shifts, but...
Fiery Intervention versus Aven Sentry versus Trapper. All of these look good for our deck. I like the air damage, but the removal is just removal. It's hard to get it. I don't know. That's hard all around.
It's hard to justify taking any like average flyer over removal. So I would just take the Fiery Intervention. I like the land here a lot. It's either that or the Voltaic Serpent for me, probably.
I don't like this land at all.
Why?
Because it's just a tap land that almost never is relevant.
I mean, it's more relevant. Most of the time, it's just better than having a mountain, right? So
no, probably not. Not if we're in a tempo. That's the point. In a tempo deck like this, it probably isn't. Like this is gonna be tempo red-white. There's an Orc Warrior.
Like that. Not super hard though, right? Not yet. I mean, we're hopefully ending up as an aggro deck, but for an aggro deck, we don't really want to be playing 1/3s either, right?
Right. Yeah, I'm not super excited about the Servant either. I would have been looking at the Cycle First Strike card. Is what I would have been picking there.
None of these cards are all that exciting. I guess I would probably just take the Orcish Vandal in case we end up with like 100 of the 1/1 guys in our deck.
Let's take the Wonder as a curve topper. It's trample.
I don't think we want to be playing 6 drops in an aggro deck.
I want Frenzied Range here.
Yeah, it's not close.
Second Wander just came around. Yep. I don't want that 2/2 though.
Probably not.
They're throwing these at me.
Wanderers, yeah. They go late every time. I take the Seismic Shift with the sideboard. There's no way we're ever playing 2 Hardic Wanderers, right? So, same reason here. I mean, we could take it in Great Cycle. Okay, we're gonna get a million Seismic Shifts. I probably just take the Benelist Marshal and not be too sad about it, even though it's kind of hard to cast.
I cut this card last time I drafted it because it was so hard to fucking cast it. We have to really work on our colors then. I mean, we have a lot of artifact creatures, so that helps.
Yeah, I mean, they're really powerful effects. Either that or the, okay, that's a, oh, damn, Goblin Barrage is so good, too. That's probably just Varric's Blade Wing,
it's
though.
Varric's 100%. Card's really good.
Like, it's 4/4 flyers before is insane.
Jesus, Gideon's versus Tiana here is both hard. I think we need some sort of removal-y shit.
Trapper's not even bad either.
Yeah.
It's probably Gideon's approach. Like, that's kind of where we want to be, is cheap removal, so I think it's probably Gideon's approach here over the Tiana.
Yeah, although hilariously, Tiana actually has relevant for us because both Dub and Frenzied Ragers things we're interested in casting. But yeah, I agree. I think it's Gideon's.
Yeah, I don't think we want to be playing too many 5-drops if we can avoid it. So I would probably take Spawn Construct here.
Think over Lava Runner. I guess we don't have a lot of.
Nah, I don't think we're going to be casting very many instants and sorceries. And it makes it easier to cast our Benelist Marshal.
I can get behind the early white mana being a relevant thing. We have a fair number of historics too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like Sarah Disciple that much. I think Spawn Construct's probably slightly better. That's easy.
Fight for fire again.
Fire in this pack.
Yeah, I know. I'm
really
like,
want the Triumph.
I did too, but it's twice now we've had it up against fight. I'd probably take Keldon over Dub here, with the idea that we would like some 4-drops that matter, and we're trying to. Oh, wait, we're trying to stay white. Never mind. I keep thinking we're trying to stay red.
I would probably either take
Unicorn.
Unicorn or the Dub here.
Unicorn, because we need the
probably
2-drop.
Unicorn. Want the 2-drop, yeah.
There's a Dub.
That looks like a Dub for me.
Yep. We're gonna be heavy enchantment investment. That sucks.
Okay, the Sarah Disciple is actually looking a lot better now that we have a Dub in our deck and a Frenzied Rage.
Sure.
I don't know if we want 3 enchantments. This is just whatever. Another Goblin looks real good to me. We want to hit those 2-drops every game, right? So. Tiana Wield, wow.
That's 100% easy pick.
Yeah, that's a really easy pick.
This actually hits almost every time we cast this. The question is it too slow right now?
I think we want to be casting creatures, right? Instead of pulling creatures out of our deck by paying more mana.
Yeah. It's very expensive.
I mean, I don't see us playing the Lava Runner either, probably, but.
All right. Let me just take a quick look at the deck. Let's clear some shit out. We're not playing Lava Runner on 1. We're not playing Prospector. We're not playing Warlord's Fury unless some things really change. The Goblins are a little bit sketchy.
We're probably not playing the Servant either, unless we get like some.
Yeah, I don't want to play the Servant either.
Like unless we get the 7/7 guy that's a artifact. We're not playing Particle Warriors either.
We might end up playing 1. We'll see. So Shivan Fire's in this. Blessed Light's in this. Howling Golem's in this as just a thing that keeps feeding us. I think
we don't want to give them more cards. I would take Shivan Fire as well because it's
Goblin synergy
with tempo.
Yeah,
it's good for tempo and it's good with their goblins.
Card's nuts. Can't play it though.
Casting it, unfortunately.
I don't mind Invoke the Divine here. Benalish Honor Guard's in the right colors. It's another 2-drop. We kind of want 2-drops. We have. We have 4 technically, but one of them's a fucking Sarah Disciple, and 2 of them are Goblin Warriors. So not very excited about.
Let me take a look here.
Blessed Light was a little slow for this deck, Lord Solar Steve. It's definitely the better removal of the 2, but we have kicker synergy with the Bloodstone Goblins, and we have tempo issues with this. So having the
we want to go hard. We want to go hard and fast here, right? Like we don't want to be casting 5. We don't ever want to get to 5 mana spells, right? Like we want to kill them before we have to worry about
Not that we have much to do that with yet.
I mean, we have some okay stuff, right?
So it's not second construct.
I think it is.
So it's between Benalish Honor Guard, the chip damage off Seer Disciple, Benalish Honor Guard, or Invoke.
How many activators do we have right now? Tiana, Juggernaut, Varrix, and Benalish Marshal makes him a 2/2. Spawn Construct, so 5.
It's not a lot.
I kind of don't. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. We've got 2 enchantments main board, so a flyer on 2 is pretty decent. The Honor Guard, we have usually just a 2/2 for 2, and we've got 2 goblins and a Mesa Unicorn already. I'd probably take the second Sarah Disciple or the Invoke the Divine.
I'm fine with either. I like the Evoke the Divine sideboard, but I don't mind Sarah Disciple. If we're gonna try, I don't know. This card is.
I think I would just take the Disciple. Maybe
card's been so mediocre for me.
Fast to us. Yeah, I mean it's a mediocre card, right? So.
Take the Sentry here.
Yeah, it's either that or Radiating Lightning. How many
Sentry still beats Radiating Lightning?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we want this creature.
Yep. Depth has no synergy for us. There's a Fiery Intervention as well as a Haphazard Bombardment. That's really slow. There's a Short Sword, which actually seems decent in this deck. Triggers both the Disciples.
Short Sword is actually really good in this deck. We have 2 Disciples.
Yeah.
And it makes our 2 I actually really like the Short Sword here.
I do too.
It's either that or the 1 damage from the Fire Fist to Depth.
In years,
creature.
Next double drop. Welcome back.
I think Short Sword is probably better.
48 months in a row. 4 years. Cheers, man. Yeah, I think Short Sword over Fire Mentor. Fire Mentor is just slow here. We're gonna be salty about that sometimes when we draw shit. I take Memorial to Glory here.
How many kickers do we have that we can reasonably cast? Shivan Fire
1.
and Blade Wing.
We're not.
I mean, we can maybe get to 7. Probably not. Like it's basically 1.
Yep. I don't want a 3rd Goblin with white early game.
I don't think we need a 6th.
Do you like a charge?
Happy Saturday indeed.
It's like the worst combat trick in the game. I would just take them over World of Glory as like some late game creatures in case we have to get there.
Welcome back, Sir Skidmore. 15 months. And thank you, Stan the Pirate. Cheers on the sub. Welcome to the channel. Is that the Knight of Benalia? But I like the combat trick here too.
Run Amok is right where we want to be, right?
Trapper seems really good here.
Trapper is real good. Yeah, I love Trapper.
Flame in this deck. Oh, we got Goblin War Chief. It's not double red's tough for us.
Yeah, we're far from a double red. I like Flame of Kelt in this deck, actually. Like, odds are we're going to dump our hand pretty fast. I guess we can take the charge now since we're not playing anything else. We're probably not playing it, but another Smarring Construct, probably. We don't need a second Warlord's Fury.
Just reading it. I don't know. It's Cycle. It's cheap Cycle. It's just wrong color.
We'd rather just play a bad creature than that.
I just wanted to look. Yeah, I don't know. Not too excited about Sparring Constructs times like a dozen.
I would take the Radiating Lightning.
Yeah, it's a finisher. Alright, deck looks... It looks like we're trying very hard for an aggro deck that didn't quite make it. That's what I look at when I look at this.
It's pretty aggressive.
We have 16 creatures right now. Well, that brings us down to 14 immediately, and 2 of them are Sparring Constructs, so that's not too exciting. We're at 43 playables right now. Charge seems like a good one to cut.
We've got a lot of good removal, right? I would cut them Radiating the Lightning from the main board.
I think the reach might actually not be something we're upset about. Let me just double check if I can see something. If I can't see anything else, I agree. I hate the card, but
yeah, I think it's just the weakest card in the deck because we need all our creatures.
All right, what does that leave us? 1 off.
I don't really want to cut another creature. So
we can't really cut another creature.
I don't think we can. I don't think we can afford to cut any of. I mean, the one on the chopping block here would be the Fiery Intervention, right? Because it's 5 mana.
Jesus. It's harsh. I think Flame. Oh, I mean, Flame's historic though, so it does trigger.
Yeah, we all our cards are cheap as shit, so it's gonna refill our hand more often than not, right? So yeah, I think if we're gonna cut down to 40, I think it's the Fiery Intervention.
I think I'm more on the side of removing Flame. The issue for me is that really the value out of Flame is the third. I mean, the draw 2 cards is great, sure. It's slow and it replaces itself by 1. It only gets you 1 card, and it's 1 card over 2 turns. So really, the value is actually trying to take advantage of the third part, and we don't have a lot. If we were running Radiated Lightning, still with Flame, maybe we could talk about face damage.
I mean, we've got 5 things that activates. 2 of them are 3 of them are low cost creatures, and one of them is our Curve Topper.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I'd still like it just to put more shitty creatures on the table.
So what are you looking at? Dub or Fiery Intervention?
I would cut the Fiery Intervention. It feels really shitty, but I would do it.
Jesus, what are we gonna do if they play a creature that has 5 toughness or 4 toughness?
I mean, we've got 2 fight with fires for 3, right? So, and we've got a number, and we've got the robot.
I guess that's fair.
So, like, ideally, we just ignore their creatures. If they play something we can't stop, we fight with fire it.
Do you like 16 lands with this deck?
Nah, 17's probably seems right. Because we need triple white. I mean, we can maybe cut it down to 16. We have a lot of 2s. It's really hard for me to ever justify going to 16 in draft, though. Like, you need to not be playing anything at 4 at all, basically. So I would cut 1 mountain here and go up to 11 white sources, so we can hit our Finish Marshal more often.
I might even go lower than that.
Nah, because we have the Varix on 4, unfortunately, is the only reason why. So 10-7 seems right.
Yeah. This double Aspiring Construct is very sketchy to me.
I mean, it is what it is, right? Like,
you don't like Warlord's Fury in this deck? I like Warlord's Fury in this deck. Kind of like Charge in this deck too. There's gonna be so many turns where these Bloodstone Goblins just get stopped entirely by a 2/3.
I think you're underestimating the ability of the fact that we have a short sword, 2 Spiring Constructs, and like a lot of really cheap removal.
All right, let's see how the
like 2 nights ago, and I went 6-0 or 5-0 with it. Granted, it was blue-red instead of white-red, but it was like the same basic thing. I killed him by turn 5 every game.
Let's see how it goes.